Hey guys, welcome to Yoga Philosophy Club. So today I want to talk about something I've been meaning to talk about for a while. It's this whole idea that first you need to love yourself, and then when you become satisfied from loving yourself, then you'll be able to love others. Alright, so this is like, I see it more and more like in all these different places, like on YouTube and Instagram, and I've seen it like pop stars singing it even, like Mary J. Blige. She's got this song, it's called Love Yourself, and the chorus goes, you got to love yourself before you love somebody else. You got to feed yourself before you feed somebody else. And the whole song's about that. It's about you got to love yourself first, all right? So that's what we want to talk about today. First, though, I want to take you on a little journey through space. Alright, so just to give you guys a little bit of a background on this philosophy, I did a little bit of research and I came across this TED talker. Her name was Amanda Knox, and she gave this whole talk at what looked like a university on how to love, not how to love yourself, but on the importance of loving yourself. And she said the following, I quoted her, "Loving yourself is the foundation for everything. It is the foundation for all our relationships. It's the foundation for our entire lives. Because the better you care about yourself, the better you care about everything else that goes on in your life." All right? So if you're not loving yourself, basically your life is on a very shaky, unstable platform. The way to have a strong foundation for your life is to cultivate love for yourself, according to Amanda Knox. And then I guess you're going to be on a very solid platform once you have this self-love, okay? So, if someone was at one of these TED Talks or whatever, or they heard maybe Mary J. in concert singing her song Love Yourself, they might go home and say, yeah, you know what? They're right. I want to love myself because right now I'm not really loving myself. I mean, I'm barely thinking about myself at all. I've got my kids. I'm thinking about them all the time. I guess I can't even love my kids. I can't even love my kids because I don't love myself, right? So now I really got to focus on loving myself, okay? So how do I go about loving myself so I can actually love others, all right? How do I do this, all right? So the answer is given by somebody named Louise Hay. Now, Louise Hay seems to me like she's really the proponent, the main proponent of this love yourself movement. She's making a lot of money on it, guys. She's got retreats going on. She's selling books. She's giving, talks. She's going on Oprah. She's really raking it in with this stuff. So what she does, she gets her students to look into a mirror, right? Like the bathroom mirror, and you say you say actually exactly this: I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And on and on and on. I guess for like 10 or 15 minutes, and you got to do this every morning when you wake up. You're programming yourself. I guess it's something like, when you tell a lie over and over again, you start to believe it. I guess it's something along, those lines, So, but you got to ask yourself, like, what happens if it actually works? Is that really what you want? You want to love yourself? You know the mental illness called narcissism? The word the mental illness narcissism came from this Greek mythology story, right? This Greek myth. And it was about somebody whose name was Narcissus, right? And so Narcissus, he was a hunter. And somehow or other, he, for the first time, he saw his reflection. He looked into a lake and he saw his reflection for the first time. And he was so handsome, he thought he was so handsome, that he fell in love with himself. I guess this is where Louise Hay is coming from. So she's saying, if you look in your reflection, and if you just say this over and over again, you're going to end up being just like Narcissus. You're going to love yourself, just like Narcissus did. Interesting story though, with narcissists, what happened was this love that he had for himself, it couldn't be reciprocated because obviously it was for himself. You can't reciprocate love with yourself because you are yourself. And love, in order for it to be love, it needs to be reciprocated. I mean, that's what love is. It's a reciprocation of you and at least one other person, you know? Love means reciprocal. It's a two-way street, you know? It's a relationship, right? And so narcissists, this love couldn't be reciprocated. He got so depressed because it couldn't be reciprocated, because it was with himself, that he ended up committing suicide. All right? So that's where that goes. If you fall in love with someone who cannot reciprocate the love with you, it's going to be a depressing thing, right? You're going to become just like narcissists. So you don't want to go down that road. It's not something that you want. It's not the solution. There's solutions, and then there's fake solutions. There's things that work and things that don't work. Sitting in front of a mirror, cultivating love for yourself is not a solution. First of all, the practice is nonsense. It's never going to happen. Secondly, if it does happen and you do love yourself, then you're in a very bad situation, not a solid platform. You're just like narcissists. You're stuck with a love that can't be reciprocated. Congratulations, now you got a new problem. There's a reason for this love yourself philosophy. And the reason is that people are not happy with themselves. Generally, it's the way they look. Most of the time, it's the way they look. They're not happy with the way they look. So they try to think of themselves as beautiful. Generally, I'm not saying it's that all the time, but generally that's what it is. When people I don't love myself, it's usually about their body, right? So they look in the mirror, they got an ugly body. And they look in the mirror and they try to say that they love their ugly body. You know, so they get into this so you just become so focused on yourself. The best thing to do, the solution that actually works, is to stop thinking about yourself so much. You know? Just get over this whole me, self-consciousness thing. And to learn about meditation on the Supreme, transcendental or spiritual meditation. This will take your consciousness off of you. You'll finally stop thinking about yourself, and you think about something much greater and much more pleasurable to think about and to focus your mind on than yourself. Yogis have been doing this since time immemorial. It's called mantra meditation. This is what we teach at our bhakti camps. You finally get away from thinking about yourself all the time. And because you are actually not a body, you are actually the Atma, the spirit soul within the body, and the spirit soul by nature needs, part of the nature of the spirit soul is it needs a connection with the Supreme to be fulfilled, to be satisfied. When your meditation becomes more mature, your meditation practice becomes more mature, you develop this union or this connection with the Supreme, with the Divine. So you get into divine consciousness instead of self-consciousness. And this is actually liberating. And the yogi experiencing this samadhi, this connection with the Supreme, is called samadhi. When the yogi experiences this, then he's actually coming to a state, or he comes to a state where he can actually love others. That state is so fulfilling and so nice. Just like when you have somebody who, teenagers, they fall in love and they're skipping to the park, they're so happy thinking about the other person. The yogi, because of his connection with the Supreme, he also feels that. It's a reciprocal love between two. And so he's feeling that, and he's got that satisfaction, and it has nothing to do with focusing on himself, like this narcissist meditation that Louise Hay preaches. So, like I said, there's solutions and there's There's false solutions and there's real solutions. So if you would like to learn more about it, get in contact with us. You can sign up for our next Bhakti camp. We'll provide a link here in this video. So if you'd like to come and learn about this and get away from this like mirror work, dark, gloomy nonsense, then please, you're free to. Thank you very much. Haribol.